All right, fig lovers, this is Ross the Fig Boss. We are in the greenhouse today, but we're going to answer a very common question that I get from you guys. Every November, I do my annual fig cutting sale. This year, the sale only lasted 2 days. I'm out of cuttings, unfortunately. You guys might have to wait till next year if you want to get them from me. But for those of you guys that did get them from me, I get this question a lot. When do you start fertilizing your fig cuttings? But the more important things when you're rooting fig cuttings, just keep this in mind, is the right temperature and the right moisture. Once you start to get that moisture and that temperature right, they will form roots on their own, regardless of what you do, regardless of sun, lighting, rooting hormone. They'll start to put out leaves. It's all about getting those two things right. Once you do that, they start to form leaves and roots. Then we can start thinking about adding light, adding sunlight, maybe if we want to do it outside, and then adding fertilizer. It definitely can help them just really grow really quickly, but I find that your rooting medium generally has enough fertilizer in it, enough nutrients in it to get that cutting to grow quite a bit. You don't have to really add it just yet. I find that if you add them too soon, especially if you're using a synthetic fertilizer, you could burn the roots too quickly. So you don't want to do it too soon, but you also don't want to do it too late, right? There's that right balance, and that's what all you guys want to know. So we're going to show you guys the cuttings at which stages in which I would actually add the fertilizer, but also want to show you guys the products that I would use. So here's what I use. It's called Caliber Coat. It also has other names like Classic Coat, Florican, Osmocote is really the most common version of it that you'll find. You can find that at Home Depot, Amazon, Lowe's, all the big box stores carry Osmocote. And it's all relatively the same thing. It's a slow release fertilizer. Have you guys seen these beads before in your potting mixes that you get from nurseries and things? This is just a professional way to fertilize plants, because every time you water your plants, when this is on the surface or even mixed into your soil, it applies these nutrients in a diluted amount every single time. So it's really easy. You don't have to really think about it. So let's look at some of these cuttings here, and we can evaluate at which stage you would start to add fertilizer. So you can see these cuttings here, these have done really well. And you can see that they already have some of this Osmocote or Florican Classic Coat on the surface. So they've just kind of taken off. Is it really, though, the fertilizer that did this? Probably not. I would say what's more important, we're in a greenhouse. Look around. There's plants growing everywhere. You need temperature, you need sunlight, you need water, and then fertilizer comes forward. Something like this cutting here, you can see we don't have any fertilizer on top just yet. That's because when I fertilized a lot of the cuttings here, I'm going to go around to all the cuttings today and fertilize the ones that I think need some food. But this one here is about ready to put that fertilizer on. So I don't really know how much exactly I like to put on here. I usually do it by eye. I get myself a handful of fertilizer and I just sprinkle that in there. And that's about right, maybe a little bit more than what I would probably do. Just a little bit here and there. Let's find one more we don't have any fertilizer on. This is a good one here. You can see the growth is really starting to be strong. And I'll sprinkle that on. Here's another one here. It doesn't have any fertilizer. We'll sprinkle that on. This is really what I'm looking for, is just strong top growth. If the growth up top is starting to grow really strongly and at a thicker branching, that's what you want, because that to me indicates there's roots to support what's on top. A lot of times, and some of the cuttings in here that have already failed, this is a good example. The cuttings will put out a leaf like that. And then maybe, I don't know, a few weeks later, it's just sitting there stagnant, not really doing anything. You're like, oh yeah, some leaves, that's awesome. But then this leaf just dries up and falls off one day. Well, that's because the roots really are not there yet. So I'm waiting not for leaves, I'm waiting for strong growth. So this one here has a really strong stem that's coming out. This one here, same thing, has a really strong stem. What about things like Miracle Grow or water-soluble, fast-release fertilizers, not the slow-release stuff. You mix it in with water, you dilute it, and then you pour it on. Well, I think you can definitely get carried away with those, and the potential for actually burning the roots, I think, is a lot higher. So something I would recommend staying away from is some of the organic fertilizers. Not that organic is bad. I highly recommend organic growing. It's just that professional growers use these synthetic fertilizers for a reason. The organic stuff, a lot of it, unfortunately, can take a long time to break down. Now, that may actually be a good thing because we're not going to burn the root. You know, you want to have that fertilizer right then and there to maximize your gains, right? However, you can use organic compost teas. You can make your own, get really good at it, start injecting that into your water, and every time you water, you now have some nice compost tea. I think that would be even better for me, personally. I would rather do that. Maybe add some nice mycorrhizae at the same time. These are all really nice options, but again, I think they take a little bit more expertise than the average person who's asking me, you know, Ross, I just want to see success and I don't really want to think about the rest. Thanks for watching here, guys. Hit the like button for me, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you for the next one. Take care.